I've been a fan of Fontaines D.C. ever since 2018. I love Doggerel, Hero's Death, and Skinty Fia all in their own ways. Doggerel honestly has the songs that I listen to most. It has Boys in the Better Land in particular, which I've been running to for 6 years. Hero's Death, I love the instrumentation on the sound that they go for. Like Skinty Fia, it was their best album, at least up until this point, which has this gothic punk sound and some of the most haunting, memorable melodies and poetry that they've released up to this point. But today we got the release of their fourth studio album, Romance, and I think it's a very interesting step for the band to have taken. While the other previous albums that I mentioned mostly stick to the lanes that I mentioned, those sonic lanes, Romance is not afraid to Romance is not afraid to jump around sonically. You know, we've got rap on here. We've got some we've got some electronic sounds. We've got some baggy from the British late 80s, early 90s. And they jump around these sounds so confidently, yet they fit together in the album sonically very well. The lyrics on this album, which I'm not going to be talking about too much, lyrics on Fontaines D.C. albums are always the high point. The group met and bonded over a love of James Joycean poetry, so you know that they're going to be putting in a lot of work into that. Especially like later on, just for an example, we've got Hoarseness is the Whatsness, which is a song like written, it's got Baby's Heartbeat as part of the main beat of it, and the lyrics going over it, it makes me feel things. And that's not just when it's the music itself that makes me feel things. So overall, I think that Romance by Fontaines D.C. is an 8 out of 10. And I'm going to kind of go over why by going through each of the songs. So first we open with the song Romance. Romance is a Place is how Grant Chatton opens this album. It's a very, to me, theatrical post-punk song where, like a Hero's Death, while the post-punk was there and it was very musical, it wasn't very theatrical. Where here, I don't know, I feel like I'm being brought into a... It's a great opening song, I feel like. It brings me into the sonic sound of the album. The sonic sound. My brain, man. And the sonic sound with its dense, brooding instrumentation. From there we go to Starburster, which is the lead single from the album, and definitely a favorite, if favorite's not your favorite, with its just blistering Irish rap over some more gothic guitar beat. It creates a really interesting song that's unlike much of what rap you probably have heard. It's very fun. Salamander is the line that I think of right away, and it's a journey that I'm always willing to take. It's got some great breaths and chuffs throughout the album, and this song in particular. Like, yeah, just breaths, either from the whole band or just Grant himself, or chuffs and so on. I went to some shows the last weekend and I got ill, and I'm still coming off of it. I'm losing it. I can't breathe through my nose. I'm like asphyxiating myself by just talking so fast. From there we go to Here's the Thing, which is some of the most anthemic rock that they've released so far. It's got the great growly bass chug and metallic guitar tone on top of it, and a little bit of a memorable hook. It's the third single that the band released, and it's the least well received, but I think it's still a good song. After that we go to Desire, which I love the beginning of this song. It's got delicate strings with swelling group vocals and kind of like this white noise sound that kind of it brings you in to the song in a really satisfying oral way. But after that, I feel like it doesn't go enough places to really keep me hooked and make me want to go back to that song in particular. But in the context of the album, each time I've listened to this album so far, I've loved the beginning of Desire and where it takes me. After that, we go to In the Modern World, which is an anthemic in a different way, I feel like. It's anthemic pessimism. We've got some strings accompanying some acoustic guitars, some delicately sung group vocals. I think that In the Modern World, this is the fourth single released off the album, is a great song. I'm saving that one, and I'm going to be listening to it more. One that surprised me, because, yeah, you kind of expect the singles to be good and the standouts, but one that surprised me is Bug. Bug is a song that it reminded me of like a little bit of nostalgia for the early 2000s British like pop rock that I listened to. You know, back in the days when you listened to the Vines, the Hives, the early Arctic Monkeys. Bug is it's a good fun song too, and the context of the album, I think it's great. It's got a great melody to it, and yeah, that just shows the jump from this in the modern world, this pessimistic acoustic guitar to this just kind of pop rocky anthem, and from there we go to chill vibes with Sundowner and Hoarseness is the what's in this. Sundowner has the like great reverb on the percussion. I love listening to the drums of this song in particular, and both of these have like these electronic touches. Like this one's got a electronic. Forget that thought. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I love the gentle phasers in the first song. It makes me feel like I'm in ocean waves. This synth song, this gothic synth song. It's a cool place to be in. But to be honest, it's kind of like a Desire. I don't really remember the melodies of Sundown or Hoarseness is the Westness. They're more just like a vibe that I like being in. But that's not that big of a deal, right? I at least like being in them. And then from there, I mean, at the end of the album, we get Favorite, which right now I think is my song of the year. I might have mentioned the sound baggy or Manchester. These are subgenres that I do not understand that the band is emulating here. I know that like the Stone Roses, I immediately think about that when I hear this song. I think that they nailed that sound perfectly. When I listen to Favorite, like memories of summer love cascade, much like the melodies that the bands lay out and sing over top of each other and so on. I can listen to Favorite constantly. It's a great song. So in summary, this album's got two incredible standouts in Starburster and Favorite, and some other great songs on it as well, like particularly In the Modern World, and ones that I enjoy listening to, like Bug, even though it's not like you gotta listen to that one. I think that this is it's a sonic step up from the band, and it shows like they showed so much confidence going from sound to sound on this thing and tying it all together so well. A number of songs on this album, kind of as I alluded to, fit the album well, but don't really do it for me that much. Like I didn't mention Motorcycle Boy or Death Kink, but in the end, when the album's only 37 minutes, you can't really complain. It's brisk and it's got some really high highs. So I need some time to let it settle, so I get familiar with it, read the lyrics more before I can really compare it to a Skinty and determine if it's their highest point yet. But it's a great album, and I'm going to be going back to it. I recommend taking at least one listen to Favorite. I mean, to Romance by Fontaines D.C. 37 minutes. It's worth your time. Well, I hope that you all have a great day. You deserve it. And I hope that I recover from the sickness and get access to my nostrils again. I'll talk to you later. Bye.